Hi everybody, in this video we are going to discuss about how to create a debugging question in vPrepal. So when you look at a debugging test, basically it will consist of a number of debugging questions which may contain some partial code, and students have to either add some code or they can also make changes to the existing code. These options will be given to the students. What is the objective of giving debugging questions is it will help the student to read and understand the code written by others, because partially we will be giving the code, so they have to read the way in which we have written, and they will be adding the lines as required so that the expected output will come. So this is another way to teach and test programming concepts, and it will also help them to do some kind of open source coding to initiate. This will not be a very great level of open source coding and all, but it will help the students to initiate a kind of reading the others code, which is very much required when they have to do some kind of open source contributions. So a debugging test will basically consist of three parts, in which two parts will be frozen and one part will be editable. The frozen part will be one above the code editor and other one will be below the code editor, and they will not be editable. They cannot change it. It's like tying their hands, so that they have to follow the particular concept. They cannot deviate from the concept. This is the main objective of having a debugging question. And the code inside the code editor will be editable, and they can also add new lines. They can either edit the lines which we have already added, or they can add new lines also. So the terminologies that we'll be using are monolithic head, which is the code which will come above the code editor, monolithic tail, which will be the code which will come below the code editor, and sometimes both of them may also be empty. In that case, we will be giving only code in the editable body. The third section will be called as editable body, in which we will be giving the code and they have to edit it. I will be showing examples for those things. And when you look at the type of debugging questions that are supported in vPrepal, they can contain one section of pre-code and one section of post-code, and in between there can be a editable body. And also we can have questions that have either pre-code or post-code. One of them can be here, and they have to add some lines in the editable coding, or they have to make some changes in the editable code. And the other type of question is we will not have any kind of pre-code or post-code, but code will be given in the editable body, and they have to make some modifications so that they will be able to execute the code and get the output. So let's just discuss how to do it in vPrepal. The option that we have to go is in the faculty login. Please go to programming test and go to the option debugging question for common pool. You can, even for your questions, you can go to this, no harm in this. So the title alone says that it's for common pool, but it's not for common pool, it's only for yourself. You choose it, and you have to choose the campus as usual. This is very much similar to what we do in the code test, and some title you can give, right? And course you may select whatever you want. You can select the course, and you can give the description of the question. As we do it for code questions, you can give description. You can tell what is the input format, what is the output format, and the boxes that we will see below will be little bit different. As I told, this will be monolithic head, editable body, and monolithic tail. So here we can give some code. I will show some examples. I'm just explaining you how this page will be looking like. That's all. So we can give some code here, and also group ID. Group ID is similar to what we do for code questions. Give a unique group ID depending on your requirement. Give either different or same group ID. And then code execution, as usual 1 or 2 seconds will be more than enough, and choose the language in which you are going to give, Python or C++ or Java. If it is the first course, then we have to give Python, and then difficulty level is also same. And generally debugging questions we were giving 2 marks for one question. You can decide. Mostly 2 marks should be more than sufficient, right? And as I was telling, there are different types of debugging questions that you can do in VPREPL. That is both with pre-code and post-code. Let me show some examples which I have already done so that you will also get some idea. Let me go to the view questions option, campus, subject code, and yes, this is the first question. I am going to the edit mode and showing. So what I have done is, I have chosen the campus, I have given title as Assessment Debugging 18 and then course I have chosen. This is the description of the question. Construct a new list L1 with square of elements in L. Basically, I wanted to test list comprehension, whether the student has understood list comprehension or not. So I have asked him to create a new list from the existing list. And in the new list, the elements should be square as that of the existing list. And also I mentioned the input format and the output format. Here I have told first line will contain the number of elements in L, and next n lines will contain the elements in L. And output format we have given as print the list L1. Now I have given the question group ID is 59 and time limit is 1. When I am editing, it will come like a normal question only. But if you are going to the debugging option, when you are creating, these boxes will not come, right? Only the required boxes will come. And language is Python. Difficulty is easy. PAC chart is no. For a debugging question, we will not give PAC chart. So only we have made a simple interface where we do not ask an option for PAC chart at all. And code outline should be yes, because it's a debugging question. Some code we have to give. They have to understand and react to it. We are checking the understanding of the concept. So in this monolithic head, what I have done is I have given the option for reading the number from the user, and then empty list I have created, and I have written a loop to read a value from the user and put it inside the list. And you can find the indentation. You can use space for indentation also, or if you have already put the code in the editor and if you copy it, it will come with indentation. Otherwise, please be careful. Give one space as indentation, that will be more than enough. And editable body, I didn't give anything. I expect the student to write the list comprehension here to create a list L1, because in the monolithic tile I have used a variable name L1. So he has to prepare a list L1, that is already mentioned in the question. He has to understand that, okay, the postcode contains a print of L1. So I have to give the code for preparing L1 from L. That understanding he should get by looking at this. And one more thing, when the user is going to click the execute code button, all the three code will be combined in the order. First head will be there, followed by the body, followed by the tail. So all the three code will be combined and then only it will go for execution. So he should not do a repetition of what we have already given as pre-code and post-code. If students get confused, please explain them, and also we can conduct some mock debugging test before going for assessments. This is the first type of debugging question in which we have got both pre-code and post-code, or in which we have got both head and tail. And the next option we are going to see is where we have got only head. So let's go to the edit option. I want to check whether students have understood the integer division for numbers. So I have just mentioned the description as do integer division for the numbers given. And input format, you are telling read the first number, second number. Output format is print the integer part of the quotient. And you can see in the head what I have done is I have written the code for reading the input. I have converted to int, and there is no tail. So student has to here write the code for doing integer division, and also he has to print it, because the output format tells that the integer part of the quotient should be printed. So that should be taken care by the student. And next we are going to see an example where we will have only postcode. There may be questions like that where you will give only postcode and you will not give any pre-code and editable code. We may have cases like that also. So let's take one example. Yeah, here I have given a question where I am going to check whether the student has understood functions with multiple arguments. That's the objective of this particular question. So what I have done is update the following code such that the function fn can accept one or more than one argument and return the sum of the first and the third value passed. This is the question. So the input format not required to read any value at all, right? And the output format I have given us print the sum of the first and the third value. This is what is expected. Okay, so this function has to be completed. The function is just started and you can see that this is the body. So this will come in the code editor of the student. They have to understand and they have to add few lines so that the value returned will be sum of the first and the third value, right? And in the tail I have called the function with 5 arguments and the value returned is printed. This is what is given and the student has to understand and do. This is one way of testing their knowledge. Next we are going to see an example where we do not have even a pre-code or a postcode, but we expect the student to understand. There may be some mistake, there will be some mistake, right? Either syntactical or logical mistakes we have to do intentionally and we have to check whether they are able to identify and correct it. So I have given in the description correct the code, that's all. And in the editable body I do not have a head and a tail, you can just look at it. And in the editable body I have given here or equal to int of input. Or is actually keyword. Keyword should not be used as a variable name, right? So I will get an error for this. They have to correct it. They may be changing the variable name as or1 or or2, or they can completely also change, and appropriately the change has to be made in the print statement also. Then only the code will execute, right? So these are all the different types of questions that we have prepared till now and given for the students. You can do more creative things apart from this also. The only constraint that we have is there is only 3 sections of code and in this order. That is the monolithic head will be there and editable body will be there and monolithic tail will be there. We cannot have more sections. We have only 3 sections. This is the restriction we have gotten vPrepper. And next, when we see about the evaluation of these debugging questions, when we are going to choose this option, please be careful. When we are uploading the debugging questions, we have to choose this option, debugging question for common pool, right? Then you will see a simple interface. Only required options will be asked, right? But please make sure that you are choosing this particular option, because internally we set a flag for these type of question and we have enabled auto evaluation. So if you are following the steps correctly, the submissions by the students will be auto evaluated. And how do we give marks is if the code completely executes successfully, that is if it passes all the test cases, full mark will be given. If it is a 2-mark question, full 2 marks will be given. If he is not able to clear all the test cases, then 0 marks will be given. There is no intermediate. It is like either full or no, right? That way. And sometimes what happens is if there is a network issue on the student side or if there is a heavy traffic, then few submissions may come for evaluation. In that case, you can also follow the same way we do and you can make the evaluation. And if you go to the re-evaluation option, all the submissions you can see. If students are asking for queries, we can go to the re-evaluation option and we can check and answer. Thank you.